Hey everybody, welcome to the Deep Focus Show. I'm Aiden,
I'm Clayton.
I'm Davi.
and this is the new installment of the Spielbergathon series going through Steven Spielberg's films. And today we have the third film in the Indiana Jones trilogy, The Last Crusade. So, would you guys seen it before, or would you guys kind of experience with this movie in the past?
I don't think I've ever seen this, because I remember Raiders and Temple of Doom quite well. But on this watch, nothing seemed really familiar to me. This is his 14th studio film. And yeah, I will see if I enjoyed it more than the first two. But yeah, none of this was familiar.
Well, I'm basically the opposite of that, and I've seen the whole trilogy plenty of times, and as a kid, and uh, I I don't watch it every year, maybe, but maybe every other year, the whole trilogy. And I used to have this on VHS and DVD, and I had the Blu-ray, and now I have the 4K Blu-ray, and so quite a many formats, and yeah. Um, I will talk about it more when it's my turn.
All right. Well, for me, yeah, I'd seen all of these, but it had been a long time for this one, I think, especially. Like, I think I'd probably hadn't seen this one in maybe like 6 or 7 years, something like that. It had been a while. And
Hmm.
I guess going into my review, I kind of remembered this as being my least favorite of the three originally, but upon rewatching, my opinion has really tr changed a lot. I I had this at like a 4 star just based on what I remembered from it from seeing it a long time ago, but I'm pushing the rating up to a full 5 because for me this was a great entertainment and I like it almost as much as Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I definitely prefer it to Temple of Doom now. I didn't always. I used to like that one more, but this one I think is just a better film. I enjoy all of the action. I think it's very suspenseful. I love the ending with the three challenges Indy has to face to get the Holy Grail. It's just there's a lot of amazing set pieces. I love the chases through Venice, and I love the chemistry between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. Um, and it almost reminds me kind of like a James Bond film, this one specifically, kind of the way it's structured with them going all around the world. And I love the scene where they infiltrate like Nazi Germany. I think maybe even that could have gone on longer because I think that's kind of a cool idea, like going into the lion's den. But it's just super entertaining. It's got great jokes. I love the chemistry between the characters. I think it's just super amazing. And I think I'd go a 5 star because it was a lot stronger than I remembered. And I think it's definitely better than Temple of Doom, which I still really like a lot. And I think it's close to on par with Raiders itself. So yeah, really big thumbs up for me on this one and a big grower from where I had it before.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I pretty much agree. Um, I won't say my score yet, but um, I basically agree with most of the points you made, and I think that basically the heart of the film is the father-son relationship. That's the major thing in this one, and um, I kind of feel like even Sean Connery could have been like maybe even nominated for in this movie. Like I think that they nominated something like Dan Aykroyd in Driving Miss Daisy. I'm not sure if Dan is better than Sean Connery here, but yeah. And obviously, this is a more lighter film than Temple of Doom, and I guess Temple of Doom got a bit of criticism for its darker tone, uh, and it's more closer to Raiders, and but Um, it's a lot of fun, and just the jokes are very funny, and just mostly done by Harrison and Sean, yeah, and just quite a few laugh out loud moments in this one, and just like just when like there's like that, I don't know, plane scene where Indy throws the Nazi commander or whatever out of because he supposedly didn't have a ticket, and then they all like, oh, we have a ticket, and it's very funny, and uh, just a lot of um few moments I'm like, I feel like they maybe made Marcus Brody a bit too dumb in some ways, or like it's kind of a bit too over the top, I feel like, but um and I do prefer Marion from the first one over Elsa, even if I like Elsa a lot here. And I don't know, Salah is here, but he doesn't do that much. But and some of the green screen moments, I don't know, do you call it? The effects aren't as good. Um, you can definitely see when they use some sort of, especially in some of the plane scenes, and yeah, and just basically my favorite parts are with Harrison and Sean together, and especially love the scene when they're in some plane, and um, Harry Indy's wondering why they never talked, and then Sean is like, "Well, let's talk," and then he doesn't have anything to say. It's just kind of those small, but that feels kind of real moments that's works for me very well in this one, and it's just a big blockbuster movie, and yeah, and I love the ending too with the Church of the Right Holy Grail, and he had there's the traps, the classic traps that's in like the Raiders, and just a lot of fun, basically. But yeah, um, I don't think it's as classic maybe as the Raiders, even if that's a really high bar for me. Um, and it doesn't maybe have some of those as iconic moments as in that movie, but yeah, it's a great one. 4.5 stars for me.
Nice, nice. Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, you get John Williams back, delivering an impeccable score. Of course, it opens with Kid Indiana, played by River Phoenix, who I found out actually died of an overdose a couple years later. That's kind of sad, but he's an Oscar nominated actor as well. But he's always insisting artifacts belong in a museum, and that's probably a good origin story. There's also a scene where there's snakes, so you kind of get an origin story for that. Opens with the train sequence, which I realize now the newest Indiana Jones made kind of a callback on, since that has a train sequence too. And here, adult Indy is in search of the Holy Grail. I like the female character, Dr. Elsa Schneider, played by Alison Doody. She's actually not annoying, which is a first for the female characters in Indiana Jones. I found the other two characters really annoying in the last two movies. She's very gorgeous too, and a great conniving antagonist. Of course, she makes a stupid mistake at the end with trying to grab the Holy Grail. You get some creepy crawlies here in the form of rats in the tomb scene in Venice. Um, but it doesn't go as far as like Temple of Doom did with those gross parts. Sean Connery plays Indiana's dad. They're a great dynamic duo. I feel he's not as used to the adventures that Indy goes through, but that's part of the appeal. And I love whenever he calls Indiana Jones Jr. and Indiana Jones is like really perturbed with that. I like the scene where they escape from the Nazis with the revolving fireplace and then the motorcycle chase. I do agree with Aiden. It kind of could have been a little bit longer. Um, And of course, Tavi mentioned the scene where they're on the blimp and Indy poses as a ticket man and he knocks a Nazi off the blimp and he's like, no ticket. That was pretty funny. The tank scene is pretty thrilling. And I do love the set pieces of the trials that Indy goes through to get the Holy Grail. The visual effects are pretty cool too. Especially whenever that one Nazi drinks the wrong Holy Grail and he starts aging. That was pretty wicked. I do think this is the most family friendly of the Indiana Jones movies. The Last Crusade managed to recapture the charm, excitement, and general fun of Raiders, but it adds a deep level of heart and it ups the humor quite a bit. So yeah, in terms of awards, it won the Academy Award for Best Sound Effects Editing, and was nominated for Best Original Score and Best Sound as well. But all in all, this film, pretty good pacing. There's a cool MacGuffin, and it's my favorite of the Indiana Jones films so far, going 4 stars. The last two, I think it was like 3.5, but this one is my favorite.
Well, nice.
Good to hear.
I'm glad you got the 4 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Connery and Indiana Jones, they just have perfect chemistry, and that really
Yeah.
ups the ante for me.
Yeah, I
Oh
agree.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess that I'm not sure you're gonna like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull more than this, or whatever, Dial of Destiny, right?
Probably not. I don't like Shia LaBeouf. And Dial of Destiny I saw recently. It was pretty good. But Crystal Skull I remember seeing in theaters, but I don't remember anything about it except that there's aliens, I think. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
that's a spoiler, but
Yeah. And ants
interesting
and
choices.
monkeys.
So
I hear
yeah,
the
that's
visual effects are kind of phoned in on that one too.
yeah. Well, it was that era of like
Yeah.
mid-aughts where it kind of looked bad. Um, yeah, I guess that's our opinion review of Last Crusade. Um, so anything else you guys want to mention about the movie?
What's the next one? Is it Hook?
I think so.
Um, I think so. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then maybe Jurassic
Hook
Park.
and then Jurassic Park, I think. That'll be exciting. It's kind of the end of like I feel like 90s is kind of a different beast with Spielberg. Like Jurassic Park still has
Mm,
it's still fun, but it's a different kind of fun than like the Indiana Jones and Jaws and the early Spielberg for me. Like it's more modern, I guess.
mm.
So
Excited
Yeah.
for war movies too. Haven't seen any of those.
very excited for some of
Mm.
that. Um, so yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was just, quick review, get us giving our thoughts. We're trying to do the Spielberg series a lot more frequently now, so we actually can finish it.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Comment your thoughts or whatever. So we'll see you next time.
Yeah.